Hello everyone, today I'm going to try to bring a modification to the Giteng T901F mini quadcopter. This comes from the factory with a FPV camera which can be seen on the FPV monitor. It's a full FPV kit. The only downside of this camera is actually that it's pointing downward, and when you are flying it, when you are throttling up, the front of the camera will go downward, and with the combination of already downward angle, you are going to shoot the ground and nothing what's in front of the camera, which makes it kind of not useful, because if you really want to fly FPV, you are not going to orient yourself in any kind of situation, because you are only going to see grass or dirt and you are going to crash. So I want to open this up and see if I can somehow orient the camera at least straight in front of or a bit upward. So join me in this modification where I'm going to take this thing apart. Let me show you how the camera is fixed. You can see it's on a flexible cable, and it only has a spacer that keeps it in this position. So we need to remove some of this plastic here somehow and straighten up the camera, and probably use some hot glue to change its position. Let's see what we can manage further. And we have partial success. I have extracted exactly this part of plastic which holds the camera at an angle, and I'm going to take some of this plastic off with a sharp blade, so I can make the camera even angled upwards a bit. I'm going to try to see if I can fix it like that. Also, you have the occasion to see the inwards of this Spider quadcopter. You can see here is the main board, controller board, and underneath there is the camera, which you can see it's on a flex cable, and this is the video transmitter module, and that is the FPV antenna, while this is the control antenna, the receiver antenna, and the rest is pretty standard. Very crowded on this arm. You can see it has LEDs wire on each arm, and also the wires that go to the motors, so it will be a bit complicated to put it back together, because you need to be careful that all these wires will go away from screws or from other parts where you can crush them. You can see they do have some crushing issues from the factory, so we need to be careful to that. So now I'm going to cut a bit of plastic. Also, if you are wondering what this is a thermal tape that will take the heat from the power transistor of the video transmitter and will dissipate it. and this works like a heatsink for that, and it also keeps the interference away from the control board, so high frequency noise from the video transmitter will not go up to the receiver, making the quad unstable. So that was good thinking from them. Now let's cut it. The carving of the plastic is now finished. As you can see, I have given it even a bit of upward angle, so hopefully that will fix the camera. I'm also going to find a solution to fix this to be in upward position, so maybe, as I said, just a bit of hot glue to keep it in place. I have just added a bit of hot glue to keep the lens in this position. You can see it's a bit tilted upward now, and it seems that it has already cured. Now I'm going to assemble it again, but I want also to do a check, because you can see the top part has a miniature sunshade over the camera. This might be needed to be cut first, so I'm going to do a test. I'm just going to put this like that, and you can see it partially covers the lens, but I'm going to try to power it on and check on the FPV monitor to see if it's alright or not. If it influences the image, then I'm going to also cut this a bit to make more room for the lens. So first I'm going to check that no wires are touching and nothing is bad here, but I'm also going to install this cooler over the transmitter first, because I don't want to get it to overheat and burn out. Because the top case is the last thing to go on, I'm going to fix all not only the support. As you can see, the camera is fixed very nice, and let me bring some more light. The tilt angle is just fine, it's held in place by that bracket, so that's okay. I'm going to install the receiver back and route the wires where they should and do a test. All the wires are now put back in their place. If you look very carefully, you can see there are some passages left, like here, and there are some here for the LED. This has the purpose of holding on the wires, and it will ease the installation of the cover back. So you just push them like this inside through that passage, and the wire will remain locked in there. It's held in place, so it's a bit easier to do that. Now I'm going to do a quick test to see if I still got the image from the quad before I go any further. So I'm going to plug in the LiPo. First I'm going to take a quick look to see if any wires have came off or not, or touching or something like that. It all seems fine, so I'm going to power it on, and I'm going to power on the transmitter and the FPV screen, and there is image. So camera is working. So now I can test the top cover to see if it will bring vignetting over the camera or not. The case will be something like that. So time for one more test. I'm gonna connect the battery back again. And there is the image. There's absolutely no vignetting in the top part of the camera, so I don't need to cut that, so it's just perfect. Now I'm going to put all the screws back and it should be okay. All the screws are back in their place. So now we only need to add the propellers back, put the SD card, then insert the battery and test flight it. And power on the transmitter. We have image and the quadcopter is now blended. It's all working fine, so now hopefully we can record some videos with it. Another important thing is after you do this or after you crash the quad, you need to recalibrate the gyro, and that is done by putting both sticks down and inward, and this means that the gyro is calibrating, and after the flashing lights remain solid, it means that the quad is now calibrated. Until next time, bye bye!